Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota Sienna XSE all-wheel drive in the color red. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, you'll find the gas component of the hybrid energy system. It is a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine, automatic transmission. Gets up to 245 horsepower, 263 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 3,494 pounds. Up front, you've got your LED headlights and customary daytime running lights. Across the front bumper, you'll find these little round nodules. These guys are your front parking sensors. And of course, we have that blue Toyota hybrid logo. Onto the side here, we have black 18-inch alloy wheels. Then, as you move back, on both of your front handles, you'll find this little dimple. Talk about that guy more on the driver's side. All of the rear windows do come with factory tinting, and up top we have these black roof rails. Approaching the back, on the right-hand side, you have your XSE Hybrid Trim Level badge. Left-hand side, you have the all-wheel drive badge. And then across the back is your Sienna logo. Looking directly down from this is the backup camera. To open up your cargo space here, reach next to the camera and press the button, and it should automatically rise up for you. Inside, of course, we have both the second and third row seating. Second row is independent captain's chair, meaning there's no middle seat here, but we'll talk about those guys more when we get up there. For the third row, there is a 60-40 split on the right-hand side, allowing each side to be able to function independently. There's a couple different ways you can arrange your seats. One of them, of course, is to have them upright for passengers to sit in. Another one, you can just lay it straight down flat, the way we have it on the passenger side. And the third way is to stow it away inside of this really deep storage space here. Of course, if you don't store it down, you can instead just use this as storage space itself. Lots and lots of room. We even have the Sienna rubber mat liner in the back here, which helps protect your vehicle from damage from the cargo, and it's also helpful to help reduce the amount of dirt that gets inside, since it's easier to just pick this up and shake it off versus things getting on that typical clingy carpeted interior. All of these options are displayed on this little diagram on the back, as well as showing you how to achieve each one of these statuses using the handles provided. Across the back here, you'll find these little hooks as well. You can use these to further hold even more of your goods, such as reusable bags. On the left-hand side, you have this little storage cutout. On the right-hand side, behind this false wall, is where you're able to find your battery. And looking forward, for your third row occupants, you'll find they have plenty of their own cup holder spaces, as well as additional chargers. To close up the space back here, you have the optional kick sensor. You can also use the handle or press the electronic button. Press it once to close it and press it twice to close and lock all in one go. Next, let's go take a look at the inside. So to open up your space here, again, we have kick sensors in the front here. You can see the little diagram down below explaining this. But if you don't want to use the kick sensor, as is also displayed up top, instead you have a couple options. One is to pull on the handle, and the other is to press the button. So if you give it a press, you'll find it just slides right open. Inside, your interior upholstery is the dual tone of the gray and the light and dark gray leatherette soft text, with having a little bit of white and orange stitching for some contrast, and there's a beautiful texturing on the lighter shade. As we said, there is no middle seat in between these two, but there are armrests on both the insides as well as on the outsides of the seats. Down below from there, you'll find your little handle controls. You can use these to further manipulate the seats. One of them is to slide them along these tracks you see here, which gives quite a large range of motion for the seats, either giving you access to get to the third row without having to walk between the two sets, or you can also fold this forward, such as how we had the rear passenger side back there, so you can extend cargo space even further up in front here. Now, looking up inside, up on the roof, you have a third and fourth zone air conditioning control panels. This allows for your second and third row occupants to have control over their own mode, temperature, and fan speed, and it can be done for either side, such as how we have it in the front. It can be controlled from up front, and we'll take a look at that when we get up there. On either side of your front passengers, you have pouch storage. Back of the console, you have your charger options and cup holders down below, and currently we have these Sienna rubber mats installed in this unit. To close the rear door, you can use either one of those two methods we talked about, the button or the handle. There's another handle on the inside here. This little guy, you can give him a pull and it will close. The other way is if you look straight down from this little handle on the inside, you'll find this little blue dot. So if you find the handle and then go straight down, you'll find this little button. Give this guy a press and you'll find your door sliding closed. Now looking forward, again, we got this little dimple. This guy indicates keyless entry, so if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand here or here to lock or unlock your unit. Inside the driver's door, more of this dual-toned leatherette. You've got your power windows for front and back, window lock, power lock system, side mirror controls, tons of storage space here. Front driver's seat is electronically adjustable, back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. Hood release latch on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. On top of that, you have your gas release and power door off. This means that the rear doors can only be opened from the outside or using the little button panel up top. Then you have your traction control, automatic headlamps, heated steering wheel control. You have the controls for the brightness of your dash and odometer trip, as well as having a nice little storage cubby up top. On the steering wheel itself, first off, it is black leather with orange stitching, like your seats. Left-hand side, controls for the dash display. Hands-free communication and volume control. Right-hand side, radio controls in the bottom, adaptive cruise control up top, which includes both sonar and lane departure. In the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Currently you're looking at the customizable home screen. You've got a few different options through here, all of which can also be accessed through this little button panel on the left. So underneath your home is your menu settings, destination, audio, phone, app, projection, info, climate, and setup and display. Climate is, of course, a climate display. You have it for the front as well as additional options, including your sync, AC, and Eco Heat Cool. In here we also have all of your setup, so this is your specific adjustments, everything from Bluetooth, audio, phone, voice, navigation, apps, traffic, clock, language, theme, color settings, etc. Then, audio listening, AM, FM, satellite radio, full Bluetooth connectivity includes Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you've got optional USB adapters all throughout. Then, at the bottom is your built-in navigation. This is fully touch sensitive for ease of use, and then all of the right-hand side is your audio listening controls, tune scroll on the bottom right, volume control on the bottom left. To the left of this is your four-ways and push-start ignition. Back in the middle is the climate control center. So as you can see, we do have the options for controlling the rear as well, or you can set them loose to allow them to control it themselves. All of this is done through the syncing options, which also controls up front. So we have dual controls up front as well, so driver and front passenger can have their own temperatures, just like each side in the back can have their own. Again, with the sync, it means you can either have people controlling their own temperatures independently, or you can have things synced up working together. There's a bunch of different options to make sure that everybody can have their own temperature at any time, and everybody can always be comfortable. On either side, we have 3 variant levels for heated seat controls, driver and front passenger. Defrost for your front and rear windshield are right in the middle. In the front here, we have this nice big storage shelf going the whole way across. You have a little divider about halfway through, ensuring that if you put an item on one side, it's not going to accidentally slide and end up on the other side. On the left-hand side of this, you have a little charger port. Then, of course, you have your gear shift. You have cup holder spaces here, as well as this one that pops up. This is a great spot for a phone being held, as well as having this little slanted spot up front if you don't want to be putting it along that front shelf. And then in the back is your console space. You can just press this button in order to have it flip up like this. Super deep storage goes all the way down inside here. As you can see, you've got some additional chargers, and there's this little nook in front, ensuring that even when this is closed, your cords aren't going to get pinched there. Then on the right-hand side down below, you have this lockable glove box. You also have more storage down below underneath of the main console, as well as a 12-volt adapter there. Looking up overhead on the rearview mirror, 1, 2, and 3 house shapes. These guys are garage door openers. Then this looks a little bit like a sunglasses compartment, but it's actually a little reflective mirror. This means that you're able to use this specifically for the use of keeping an eye on your rear seat passengers, while using this for its designated use of keeping an eye on the road behind you. On top of that, you've got your SOS button, overhead lighting controls there for your moonroof, for the power trunk release, and for either side of your passenger doors. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota Sienna XSE all-wheel drive in the color red. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.